A few episodes ago, Jim Sterling, the world's only real-life Nintendo fan, let's not forget, produced a list of things Nintendo can do to make up for its behavioural dickheadishness. And one of those things was for the Nintendo Switch to start recording and saving our fucking credit card information like it should have done from the start. Lo and behold, despite people writing off my very, very earnest and genuine complaints, Nintendo announced that the Nintendo Switch will very soon be recording credit card information. Now, I know what you're all expecting. You're expecting the trite, usual, egotistical, performative taking of credit for this. Now, I'm not going to take credit for Nintendo's decision on this show. Yes, I did talk about the credit card problem, and yes, Nintendo quickly, almost immediately as a response, revealed that problem would be fixed. Yes, I'm not going to take credit for it though, because I already took credit for it on Twitter a few days ago.
Praise an alright game, innit? I mean, if you love System Shock and want System Shock but not quite as good as System Shock, then Bethesda and Arkane have you covered. It's got hacking and a wrench and monsters. Well, the monsters are shit, but hey, if you tend to confuse oily shapes with intriguing creature design, you may very well enjoy the enemies too. If you want, you can always try the game for yourself, as Prey is one of the few games these days confident enough to give players a demo, at least if they're interested in playing it on PS4 or Xbox One. Curiously, Prey has no demo on PC, the platform that many would argue is the only platform to play it on because that's just how they are and we shouldn't judge those people. Poor dears. At any rate, you'd think the PC demo would be the most important one, PC gaming being the place where discounts and refunds are standard, and the customers can be damn scrutinous as a result, not to mention ever eager to find out how good the port job was and whether their varying hardware can handle it or not. Developer Arkane Studios has a different philosophy. Co-creative director Raphael Colantonio stated that because Steam offers refunds, Prey doesn't need a demo. Here's how he put it. It's just a resource assignment thing. We couldn't do a demo on both the console and on the PC. We had to choose. And besides, PC has Steam. Steam players can just return the game prior to playing 2 hours, so it's like a demo already. Okay, first of all, what? You couldn't... Bethesda doesn't have the resources? You had to choose? Between... Like, you already had an Xbox One demo, right? That's more or less doing a PC, but you had to... Fucking what? What in the talk are you fucking about? Leaving aside that considerable amount of complete bollocks, let us journey to the main thrust of the idea that because Steam offers refunds, PC players don't need demos. On its surface, the argument doesn't seem that bad. In fact, when I first heard the news, I found it hard to argue against, simply because I didn't consider it all that much. It wasn't until the subject became a talking point on the hot internet video game podcast Podquisition that the realisation hit me, almost immediately after I got done brushing the whole thing off. Here's Laura Kate Dale, midwife to the birth of my revelation, discussing it with me. I guess fair enough. I mean, it's true, you can just download and play it.
I have a much more negative view on this. The difference is, are you giving someone something and saying, did you like this, then give me money, versus give me money up front, and can you be bothered to ask for that money back?
Yeah, the moment you said you disagreed, I was like, oh, fuck, right, yeah, I know what she's going to say, and she's absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's like, a lot of it does boil down to just they know, if you have to give them your money in the first place to get that demo, you then have to like make an active effort to get your money back, as opposed to just,
We just got done talking about the opposite effect with the Switch. And
yeah.
You are, I stand fully corrected, you're right, that is, the demo should have been there. Basically, Colantonio's argument only works if you don't think about what he said for more than a couple seconds, which is initially how I approached it. Upon any scrutiny, however, it falls apart quicker than Sean Spicer being asked literally any question other than what his perfect Sunday is. God damn. Killing it with these political hot takes. First of all, to his argument that because you can just return the game after you play it, it's like a demo already. No, it's not. I mean, it's very literally not a demo, and it's metaphorically quite unlike one as well. The whole concept of a demo is to try before you buy. With Steam refunds, you get literally the opposite effect. You buy before you try. Raphael conveniently neglects to mention the exchange of money, and the omission of 59 all-American dollars and 99 of those patriotic pennies is a pretty damn important one. For a start, of course, it suggests people have $60 to just invest in a guess to begin with. Look, I'm not poor by any stretch. In fact, plenty of you love to remind me how much money I make, and yet even I'm not into the idea of dropping essentially a $60 deposit to merely try a video game. Hell, some games actually did try this shit back in the day, demo access with pre-order reservations. They seem to stop doing that for the most part though, because as far as offers go, Arkane Studios, it's a shitty offer. More importantly, Prey is no more a demo for games than a porn site's 30-day free trial is a demo for the continued flagellation of your corrupt and disgusting soul. Or, oh, a 2-day trial in Brazzers' case. Cheapskates. You're not simply downloading a free sampler that gives you an overview of what you might purchase. You're buying something with the full responsibility being on you to cancel the deal at an allotted time. By making the player the one that has to turn Prey into a demo, by refunding it, the game introduces extra steps that, through laziness or forgetfulness, can have someone saddled with a full-priced game they might not necessarily want. Which of course happens with those free trials. Companies aren't just in the habit of giving things away, and you damn right they count on people forgetting to cancel things in order to make scratch. Did you know 4 in 10 British people pay for subscriptions they don't use? That's how subscriptions make a lot of money. The more I think about the statement that Arkane put forth, the more it floors me. I've never encountered a statement that seems so outwardly and initially reasonable, but gets more thoroughly asinine the further you examine it. It's like earlier today when I coined the phrase, "I treat cocks like cigarettes, I smoke 'em while I got 'em." When that first entered my head, I thought I was a genius who'd just come up with a quote worthy of t-shirts and bumper stickers. Then I thought about it just a few crucial seconds more and realised it was complete gibberish that made me sound like a fucking idiot. This is why I am henceforth referring to Arkane Studios' argument not as an argument, but as a cock cigarette. So Arkane Studios' cock cigarette doesn't really hold up in a literal, philosophical, material sense. That much is clear. However, Arkane's attitude isn't just your run-of-the-mill video game industry leap of logic justifying the dismissal of a market. It is that, but it's got a deeper implication as well, because honestly, treating the refund process as a demo, stating demos aren't necessary anymore because players can buy it and return it, that's a really unhealthy way to look at refunds, friendo. That's quite very not what refunds are supposed to be for, and it's at the heart of a concern a great many developers voiced when Steam first introduced them. For Bethesda and Arkane, with their secured pre-orders, marketing might and AAA budgets, they can afford to treat the refund process so glibly perhaps, but in sharing their glibness with the world, in normalising the idea that refunding a game is exactly the same as just trying it out, that could really fuck some people over. I refuse to believe that it's a good look for any game to be bought and returned in high numbers, and for smaller companies that look could make or break them, especially if they have publishers above them that do care about refunds being treated like demos. In Arkane's world, early sales figures become all but useless to any company not selling in such large quantities that refunds barely factor. And all that initial scaremongering from the early days of refunds, the stuff that said people would abuse the system to just play through games quickly and dump them, that's the kind of attitude Arkane is bringing to the table at a time when developers had actually calmed down about refunds because all their nightmare scenarios didn't really come true. Also, let's talk personally for a moment. In a week where stories keep coming out about how quickly you can finish Prey if you rush it, is Arkane really in the best spot to talk about how refunding after 2 hours ain't no thang? There is a reason why terms and conditions apply to Steam refunds, and part of it is specifically because of what Arkane is cock cigaretting about. Steam is not a public library where you pay the full price deposit for a game to try it before you buy it. Or rather, buy it by keeping it, you know, actually buy it. You buy it to buy it. That's what you do on Steam, you buy it. You buy it. You just buy it, it's not a demo. You don't buy demos, you buy the games. Arkane, think about it. It's bloody reckless and irresponsible to talk about Steam as anything other than it is. A bloody store, not a demo place. It's not a so stupid! The fact I initially didn't think it was irresponsible and reckless is part of what's so fucked about it too. Now who wants a cock cigarette shirt?
Before we end today, I would just like to offer an apology to Brazzers. They are cheapskates, but it turns out that all the porn sites are just giving you 2-day trials. Where did the generosity from the pornographic industry go? Huh? Where's the kindness in the smut? That's what's wrong with America these days. That's what's really wrong with the heart of this country. Greedy, greedy pornography. Unlike the Jimquisition, which, as always, has delivered you a bounty of entertainment and masturbatory material which you can enjoy to your heart's content. Thank God for me. Jim Sterling being a filthy fucking casual top keck. Who'd have thought? Anyway, people here have it right. The kids of today are completely pussified. The game plays itself for you if you wish, just so you can get a nice shiny participation trophy and not feel so very, very sad that you can't beat the game on your own. It's absurd! This generation of kids, including the younger batch of millennials, are such fragile snowflakes! If I ever saw my son playing Star Fox Zero on invincibility mode, he would find all of his stuff packed neatly in a box outside the front door, right after I'd kicked him out of the house for being such a filthy casual! Royston, bring the dogs around the front! The casuals have come to take my video games away!